Anyway, but this I don't pay you consabi, but I would not want to. Oh, say I don't pay you consa already, you do.
Sir?
Yeah, no, they buy consa.
Mona Modi concern na.
Oh, son, someone Crawford to say will be president and not president your State of the Nation address. Yet you say MzGee's why or no one personal address to the nation.
Oh, na say me gas need any ban sana president.
Oh no, yeah, need ye. Indeed, yeah, so you do who concern come, but that's on lighter side.
So and treat it with utmost respect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's how we treated it, of course. But we are looking at the X factor because in her or your statement, not directly related to it though, but in her statement, now she was making mention of a certain someone she has been married to before, not referring to a certain. So it was a bit curious. But yes, the issue of the X factor. But the X factor na you're moving on over ya can X. Obia enyina tenada so your year wompona nanda wonyi ho ye bisa questions about it. Is it prudent there still you keep ties with the person as friends and now then on remain as X? No, remain as X. What are the borderline? These are questions. Councillor Lutterodt no butu wabone ya no councillor Emfa me nko ho
ale
ma ku me isa oh enti me standi.
But say the statement from MzGee
yes
to the ex-husband and I guess
no to all of us that people are trying to link Nebano to the ex-husband and to making it clear. Kwame, if the video is there, I think it will be prudent there that Nebani ye or ye a certain Rimonakwa bidza.
Oh, did she use that word?
Yes, she used that word.
A certain
yes.
Rimonakwa.
Kwame, please, if the video is ready, I would want you to play so that
a certain Rimonakwa.
Yes, he used that.
But Rimonakwa is the former husband of MzGee.
Yes, former. So let's take a listen.
Conversations about me having a baby. Some blogs wrote Gloria Akpene Nyaku Akwa. My name is Gloria Akpene Nyaku. I have no documentation that bears the name Akwa. I know this is because once upon a time you knew of a certain Raymond Akwa who I was married to. Unfortunately, I have been separated from Raymond Akwa for 3 years, divorced officially for 2 years. So I don't have any ties with Raymond Akwa. I wouldn't have responded, I wouldn't have addressed it because of course it's nobody's business what I did with my private life. But now there's a son involved, or there's a child involved, and I do not want him growing up to be confused about his paternity. Who is my daddy? They say certain Raymond Akwa is no. I have no business whatsoever anymore with Raymond Akwa. I see that people want to attach us. Yes, maybe you didn't know, so it's okay. Now you know. My name is Gloria Akpene Nyaku. No Akwa attached. Please let the gentleman breathe. Recently, he graduated law school. Obi Kochro's story, I still saw MzGee's husband. Come on, the guy has a personality of his own. Like, he's a big guy in his field. When I do things wrong in the media, or when people want to praise me, they always will go and attach. And MzGee's husband, Raymond Akwa, please. It used to be, but it's no longer the case. So please, for the vlogs who were writing about me, my name is Gloria Akpene Nyaku, known as MzGee. In fact, I would prefer that any day, anytime you refer to me as MzGee because that's the name everybody knows. No Akwa attached. Give the man some grace. We don't have any problems whatsoever. That's why we don't even find the need, we didn't find the need to make a public announcement of it. But now, I have a son who is not an Akwa. So please.
Okay, Kwame, I think you're the best. Thank you so much. Counselor. Yes.
Well, greetings in the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Everybody listening to me should learn this from today.
Okay.
There are two things you should expect in marriage.
Two things.
One, yes. Do you read Bible?
Sometimes.
Do you know how to open the Bible?
Sometimes.
So can they help you read a scripture?
Oh, of course.
1 Corinthians. Do you know Corinthians is in the Old Testament?
Corinthians.
Yes.
Amen, sure.
Who you sure? Ah! Only maybe it's in the Old Testament.
Debi afi apra na me ko hwe apra kra.
Ye wo we dey producer boa atija. Producer boa no now. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Now read the verse 28, mommy. Now me dey foot obi ba.
1 Corinthians chapter 5.
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7. Now mommy who version awo kind no. Because King James and Yashi be sum sa onya na bi so dey enko. The teacher make us read this scripture. I am asking, was it necessary? Or does it fit well for my MzGee to release this particular statement?
Okay, so let me read.
Go. There are different versions. Go.
But and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned.
Good.
And if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you.
I wish you get NIV.
NIV.
Yes.
I think I can get NIV here.
Which versions are they? Are displaying some versions for you. Okay. Good. Good. 28. Yanko. Verse 28.
Yes, Kwame Pacho brought in the kakra from Martin on me.
Oh, suspect something one why? Oh, who you watch? Why? Broaden the horizon or lens problem. To say Kwame. Yeah, Kwame.
Okay.
Yanko.
Are you pledged to a woman? That's the question. Do not seek to be released.
Good.
Are you free from such a commitment?
Good.
Do not look for a wife.
But that's all.
But if you do marry, you have not sinned. And if a virgin marries, she has not sinned.
Good.
But those who marry will face many troubles in this life.
But that's it.
And I will, and I want to spare you this.
But that's it.
Hey,
Ahunda.
Mihuda. Sababo na.
Enti wiase mo pe wasum dua men wale.
Hey.
Dion wale ye woni problem. On kan ho asem nkyere ye. The Bible has never told us those who are not married the troubles they will face.
Okay.
They are part of the problems in the world.
The general problem.
Yes. It's a war unto us on earth. The adversary is coming. That is a general problem for any human being on earth. But specifically, he centered it to say that if you decide to marry, it is not a sin. If you even enter into marriage as a virgin, it is not a sin. It means that if you marry and you are not a virgin too, it is not a sin. So you can break your virginity like Sapoma. It is not a sin.
Why are you mentioning Sapoma?
Because she's not a virgin. She was. Until this guy broke it.
No,
the guy who broke it. The guy broke it mistakenly.
Were you there?
She announced it mistakenly.
Oh.
One said, Obi onye bi that was like kana. And I was going to use that for something that is meant for virgins.
Okay.
And you do one can about them.
Counselor.
So if you marry as a virgin,
you've not sinned.
Bonnet. One worry as a virgin, so bonnet.
The Bible is clear.
Why clear? But also nimu say, when you enter into marriage, you will face troubles.
So
marital conflict, marital troubles, cheating wives, cheating husbands, it is normal. Macau. It is normal to find a wife cheating. It is normal to find a husband cheating. It is no news.
They are the troubles the Bible is talking about.
It is normal to find a husband whose male organ is not working after marriage. It is there. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people. Why have you changed your face?
Right.
You are sitting here losing just like with delay, and you didn't say anything. Or producer because we can't say no when was
Because I only remember Kawasam.
Kwame Aje baako. Minim the other koye. I don't want to know Aje.
Kwame Njehwe.
I'll Jimao. Farmer no Fanko.
What GB? When GB?
And I know we are sending them. Must be as what the Mudos were there. Lens problem. Another community. So troubles will come. So there are two things I say you should expect in marriage: cheating and divorce.
Cheating and divorce.
They are part of marriage.
They are part of the troubles
They are
the Bible
part
is
of
talking about.
they are. If your husband has not cheated yet, it's financial status. No. If don't think you have the most holiest husband. No. A man who has not cheated yet is poor. No. Money answereth all things.
When the money comes,
oh my God,
your
friendship will change. Look, what is the role of Elon Musk in the American Constitution? What's he doing? What is he doing when it comes to cabinet?
He's now dictating.
Why is he there? To the extent that his son, that small boy, devoid of security, can be speaking to the president when he's addressing the nation. Why is Elon Musk there? Money.
Cash.
So when you are poor, you speak loose.
Committee.
No one for Yahu and can quasiasem. And I made a meeting qua. Yet, but Jimmy Breno, yet this unquasiasem naka. Mencaso be for Hirechi, Mencaso be for Ukunechi. Why when you want so bayano? Cheating is a personal decision. It's a personal decision. You choose to do it or not, but it's part of marriage. So when it happens, don't commit suicide. Don't die. Don't look. There is no woman on earth that can protect the husband from cheating, and there is no man on earth that can keep a woman who is not ready to be kept.
It is personal.
Oh,
decision.
please. The fact that you make her Mrs. Lutterodt, the fact that you make her Mrs. Kobe, doesn't mean that automatically she will be kept. No. It is a personal decision that she wants to be kept. Because no man, including myself, can satisfy any woman in the world.
Not even with Lawson.
Oh, please. You are talking about sexual satisfaction. Have you ever satisfied your wife before? Don't tickle yourself and laugh.
Hey, I agree.
Please. Don't try it. So you cannot satisfy a woman who has a blue scarf, green scarf, yellow scarf, violet scarf. Now, their basic colors, red, gold, green, blue, white, and black. Now they buy something that is similar to what is in the wardrobe, and they say it's called indigo brigi, brangis, turquoise violet, turquoise blue. So, and you are with your wife, who's, when she comes out, her hair is plenty. When she gets home, she's Sakura. I mean, these people, you cannot satisfy them. That is why God failed in the first marriage, and he decided not to join any marriage thing again. So nobody has a wife that God gave you, not even me. Now, I'm bringing it to our conversation of how to manage an ex. How exes are made, and to tie into the address from my Miss G. And you are not comfortable with the way she referred to the ex-husband. The question is, was it even necessary for Miss G to address us on the divorce or her marital status after delivery? Why is this necessary now after delivery?
Okay.
Did you know Miss G was married to Aqua Stevens?
Oh, I knew.
You knew?
Yeah.
Were you at the wedding?
No, I didn't.
Good. So you know. How many people even have ever heard that Miss G was married to Aqua Stevens? A lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Those of us in the media who are close, we know.
Yeah.
Because both of them are in the media.
Media space.
Good. So I'm saying that if we are discussing these things and somebody says, I am no more married, Miss G said it was not necessary for them to bring their divorce public. Why now?
That's the question.
What has necessitated it now?
Now, if it wasn't prudent,
then she says what has necessitated it. That now they are forcing to attach the Aqua Stevens to her name. Bloggers are writing. Vloggers are writing. People are still holding her to be Mrs. Aqua Stevens.
Likewise, the banner.
So, people are linking her to Aqua. So she want to let everybody know from today that I am no more Aqua. That is why she gave the press release.
95.1.
She addressed the nation that I am no more. But from the beginning, when she went through separation and then she went through divorce. A year ago, which was 4 years ago. They didn't see it necessitation to address us.
Yeah.
This address from Miss G, is it in consultation with Aqua Stevens?
That's another question.
Because if it is not in consultation with him, he might also want to address the nation. Then whatever they thought of not doing, take away this boy and give him delay. What is you? Or what you? What is you? Okay. So I see what audio or the delay next year.
Onua no ogini delay. Onua.
Now we are the quiet.
Kwame.
What the quiet day? What the quiet day? Who be pay sika dia we ni ti se Kofi Adoma. Who the quiet? Who the quiet?
Kofi Adoma frɛ.
Na me mbɔ mpa ma Kofi Adoma ni mbra na chale. Ye hia no. Se nkomo we nyina na nkobe di bi. Tie.
Oh.
Enti address na Miss G here no. Me be so. Is it in consultation with ne ex-husband na ana no nkwa ne brand no protected? If yes, why now? I'm only asking questions.
Yeah.
And she's telling us the reason why she's saying it now. That people are adding the aqua to her name when they are typing. She prefers to be called her native name or be addressed as the brand name Miss G. But why now?
Why now is the question. Why?
Does it mean that both of them decided to go quiet on the divorce, on the separation? Is it so? So if they have decided, why is it now out that she's speaking? Is it in consultation with Raymond?
Raymond or what?
Or we are waiting for Raymond to also come and address us? Is it because as we speak, Solomon Odro Apostle and Charlotte Odro Counselor, their case is still pending. Whether Solomon is not tired of giving us facts, figures, numbers, or we are waiting for Charlotte to respond when she comes back from her itinerary in as she's roaming in countries. But right now, everything Solomon says in his church is referred to Charlotte. Anything Charlotte says on the pulpit is referred to
Pastor Silva.
I'm asking you, Miss G's address. What necessitated it was bloggers are still calling her Mrs. Aqua Stevens.
But would they change after this address? Would they change?
Obapa Christiana Love. You know Christiana Love?
Yes, Obapa.
She also tried her best to change her name. So we call her Obapa Christie. Gifty Adoye.
Yes.
When you address her as Gifty or say, she forced that we should stop that thing and be called Gifty Adoye. She didn't do a press conference.
Yeah.
But now we call her Gifty Adoye. 25 years of Akosua Japon's brand.
Yeah.
She made a statement that I have never forgotten. Akosua Japan said that one of the things she's learning in her life is that if you are in a public space and you are building a brand, never build a brand with your husband's name. I took it, but it depends on the type of name your husband has. Why is Mrs. Francisca Duncan Williams still called Francisca Duncan Williams after divorce?
That name is huge. That name is big. That name commands some oil. There's an aura around that name.
It is not titles. That is why my life is not about titles. I love it. I've gone to school. You should address me as my titles. But what I'm working for in the world is that my name will become a key. That's why I asked you from the beginning. Who is Elon Musk? He's not Dr. Elon Musk.
No.
It's not Reverend Elon Musk.
No.
It's not Bishop Elon Musk. But Elon Musk have made a name to the extent that his small boy can be carried on the shoulder at a presidential dignitary program. It is the name. So if somebody is fighting to delete a name from her name, why?
How are you saying the name is not relevant? You are not saying.
It's a ringatone.
Are you saying that?
I am not saying. I'm only analyzing.
Are you insinuating?
I am not insinuating. I'm talking about excess. Why would somebody still want to run with the name of the ex?
But others want.
And why would somebody run away from the name of an ex? We are discussing how to manage your ex, the X factor.
Yeah.
I'm only analyzing because the video that was played, Miss G, my Miss G says, bloggers, vloggers are adding their name to. I am saying this that most bloggers, per a write-up that came up on Twitter, on X, sorry,
X.
says that people didn't even know that she was married to Raymond until
Raymond.
this video. Yeah. So was it really necessary for Miss G to come out? Now, she says what has necessitated this was because the new son, people think that the son is Aqua.
And the son is not Aqua, according to. So from all indication, the son is not Aqua.
So is Miss G's presentation for us to have a clearer picture that we are divorced and I have a child?
But the child is, I mean, her P is all over. Everybody now knows. Those who are, I mean, in social media.
But she did baby wash and whatever, shower and all.
Know.
So we know she has delivered.
Yes.
We know her pregnancy was there. But who says this is Raymond who impregnated her? Who is saying it?
That might be the thinking of the people. So she wants people to depart from that thinking.
Is it necessary?
Me, I'm not answering that question.
That the son, no, he says the son, he doesn't want the son to grow and can become confused that this is his father, this is not his father. So who is the father?
And I mean, you the ask. Let me you the ask. Let me before ask Miss G.
So was this necessary? I'm still asking. I'm only asking questions. Look, before you take a decision, talk to the right people. If you ask me, if my Miss G could have asked me this is what it's going to do, I'll tell her leave it. Allow sleeping dogs to lie.
Counselor, if she had come to you and asked for an opinion,
this will not happen.
Professional one.
This will not happen.
And what would be the ramification of what she has done and that advice you would have given her?
She has opened the Pandora box.
Hi.
And the content of the Pandora box.
You be released.
Maybe somebody has a lie because Makase, if you say when the left do for the right, don't let the right know. So when you live in that state, you allow the animals to speak, and the animals when they speak is smelling.
Sorry.
Exes are made out of sexual relationship.
Sexual relationship.
So there are people that they have marks close to their private part. Nobody knows until you get there with them. So when people have an ex, like an ex-husband, there are more details than the superficial makeup we see out there. There are men whose wives' buttocks are full of stretch marks. Nobody sees them.
They know.
They know.
See.
And there are women who have seen certain marks on the tummy of their husband that nobody has seen it. So when it comes to people, how to manage your ex, the way the ex is produced determines the management.
95.1.
Manner that individual
Becomes your ex.
Determines
Yes.
how you manage it.
See, why is somebody keeping the name Duncan Williams? And not only her, a lot of people in the States, a lot of musicians. Akosua Japan has married how many times?
I don't have the number, the figure.
She married Nat Brew, if I can remember.
Yes.
Is it not correct?
When they were not correct, then times.
She married other people. Finally, she got married to a prophet. You know that? Their last marriage recently?
No.
Oh, she was married to a prophet, oh.
Hey, sir.
Yes. I'm saying it to battle a point. Say, sir, statement, I could say the point, yeah. Say, keep your maiden name on your brand, you know. Me who baby a fee bano.
Okay. Sorry, Prophet Daniel Asamoah Abi.
But they are no more married.
Oh, and it's good.
Oh, now what do you be good as in Kramo? And now they are still married. Maybe so.
She's now married. That is what. Okay, I think.
So now I said they are still married.
Yeah, they are still.
Egu e normal. Adentia. Me ka dey see asem so say. Yɛmfa ne sɛ emre dodo akwese Japan awale egui. Yɛmfa ne sɛ okoya wari na chorus no ye ne din akwese na chorus. Okoya no ye we akwese Lutterodt. Okoya no ye we Reverend Japan. Okoya. It means that the 4 times or 6 times or 10 times divorce, Akwese Japan's brand will be going through phases like Christiana Love, who struggled to get rid of Pastor Love.
But now, it is Akosua Japan and Akosua Japan.
That's all.
That's the brand.
And that is the last part of MzGee's conversation. I prefer to be called MzG and not any other name.
But, Counselor, come to think of it, did people really call her by any other name apart
That's
from
why
MzG?
I asked you. Did you know that he was married to Raymond?
I did, but I'm not sure.
Have you
a
heard?
lot of people did.
But she said the bloggers are writing. So to manage an ex is very important. But the way the departure of the ex happens determines how you will vilify, praise, run away, keep the name. Solomon Odro, Charlotte Odro has 3 children. So they will forever be in their faces.
Yes.
MzG Raymond Akwa never had a child. Per the records. Per her conversation.
Yes.
That they didn't have a child.
And does that mean Bibi Papa be and link one?
Minim. But today, their marriage can never be recorded anywhere. Because the thing that can keep you indelibly involved, apart from the name, is having a living thing between the two of you, a child.
Of which we don't.
Of which, per her presentation, she has made it clear to us, Oni Raymond Niba. Because Oni Raymond Obaka said, this child is not for Raymond. But Joan, Millicent, Agogo are for Raymond. Tinameka say, this particular reason for the presentation MzG has done. And she knows she's putting this in the media.
Yeah.
And it will not slide.
One fun
No, it will not slide. And I'm saying that. If you do, you see, when you go through divorce, you are given 2 certificates of identity because you married under the civil law. And any write-up you are coming because of public space, it is believed that the 2 of you should do it in consultation.
Okay.
When there are children between the 2 of you, that gives you access and custody. There is supposed to be a procedure. So I asked, Raymond and MzG, did they come to conclusion to have this done?
I'm not sure that Raymond knew of this.
So is Raymond also coming up very soon to tell us the side of his story?
I'm not sure Raymond will come out.
Who was sure that Solomon Odro would do what he did?
And only have some.
Because people can provoke.
Yeah, people have limits.
On X, somebody has written, I didn't get the name. He said, is MzG saying that Raymond's male organ cannot produce a child?
Hey.
Yes, it's there on X.
And some of these can trigger him. I made 2 points now.
That's what I said. She wants to free herself, Matthias here. But the conversation with an ex, say when you're careful, you become an enemy forever. But look at the nice way MzG ended. Allow the young man to be.
Yeah, to breathe.
He just passed out law school. Let him be. So in the concluding part, she has celebrated the ex-husband. Are they close? Are they nice? We don't know. So a certain man is what was worried to you. It's normal to call your ex a certain man. In the Bible, anybody they refer to a certain man was leaving Jerusalem to Jericho. It means the man has a name, but he has worked above his name. So they didn't write his name, but a certain man.
Like the Good Samaritan.
A certain Good Samaritan. His name was never captured. Other people's names were captured.
Yeah.
But when the man has a name, you don't refer to him as a certain man. I see that thing that you are not comfortable with as a slip of tongue. A certain, okay, a certain, no, the din is so, and a different, a certain Raymond Akwa. Or they are qualified. So, me come on and say, MzG, you can't ye. One tiasia, over tiasia later. But me say, our dear be a Wudamubiano. Yes, why we are watching so what the Biaka say,
Nyoma aside Uber Breno.
A cabreno cheating and divorce. Nyama mienu we. Unwale ya, you can't cheat. Cheating is for us, the married one. Boys here unwale kwame mo, they can't cheat. Oh, they can't cheat. They are exploring. Because there's no commitment in marriage.
No commitment to qualify him.
No. Because if you are going out with a guy who is not married to you and is able to introduce you in public, you should be angry and report him to the nearby police station. Because the only legitimate thing that can be produced out there is a wife.
Or block you in Shira.
Say, yeti, sapuma wali and so wali. Na be mo ne dano or na beto. It's his birthday. No. And I say you should report such people because it's impersonation.
Sapuma, you are listening to Charlie. Do the needful.
What's my say? So I saw blog, and he just surprised me with a car. No, don't try it. We only advertise wives and husbands. Even that with limitation. With limitations and with principle governing. So those who can cheat are they married. If you are not married, you can cheat.
Okay, counselor. Earlier the record there, the X factor, no. If you'll be able to manage it, it depends on the nature.
The way you departed.
The X, no. Or coming about.
Yes.
Enlighten us more.
Now, in the first place, we are married. Type of marriage we are in. What enacted the divorce?
Okay.
In MzGee's narration, a conversation have started on a handles. I think it's X. And the conversation is around the MzGee has been mocked. Somebody even mentioned on Facebook. Say finally, the fear was saying that I said, no, stream MzGee so boni. Me who that? Me ehomachin. Me prepare for me access na me hwe. So MzGee awadi awe jai no oni Raymond. Was it sexual compatibility for delivery?
Okay.
And now Raymond to me nyem. Ene MzGee akonyim. Tie. Awadi jai ba na njina so no ekoye aba wo a. Oba ne kono ko wo pe. Daniel Senfo from my bear na or anything.
The man is in trouble.
Sanson as a bear mati. Na banning wo. Na bear man is father chick on yimpe. Na Daniel this one my banner not here. By bit me about say, and sexually compatible to deliver a child. By Raymond Corey, Obewo, MzGee Corey, wow. And your bewo, wow.
Okay, MzGee.
Then I make catch him and say, and now Walian did
Onua FM 95.1.
Sasem na monte basiano. Asofo ni ntie, anya Walian did ya wo. E die pa de ya wo. E die pa. Ntuni bra mate. No ntumi nyemu a. Men num nso ntwa pe. Ja Walian.
Oh.
I think MzGee have introduction.
Now, how do you know that
of a new father of the child? And now there's a proof.
Debbie, forget our MzGee.
No, we can't forget.
You've made a statement.
There is a proof.
No. You've made a statement that one bear mati. Na ontimi ni wonwa.
Jawale no.
And I say, how do you, as the person involved, know as the oba that a bear man but a
Kola konyem, kono bindu. Missing where? On where? As the record don't be set straight. Now teho, now babrewa, no enya menopause. Nyami 26 years. Who call IVF? West of money. Scabit me airport farm.
Asaba okay there. I saw walk cassette obi o.
Doom radio no.
Yeah, then doom no.
But who doom radio? I go so live. Higher Onua FM. So the way you depart leaves a bad story. Odatelante and Gloria departed. The way they departed, to the extent that Odate can sit on live TV and cry like a baby. These are Gans and Fantis. Yes. Gans and Fantis are not strong. They can cry just now. A big man with money is crying because of
Three kids. Three. But on also got 2 years.
What's it?
So on also got 2 years. Odate went and shot and now he asked it.
It's a fin of dunia Jumana. Only ask questions.
So,
but will that have courage to do a DNA over these children before the second one comes? When he hear the word DNA, will he be happy to go and touch it?
I'm sure he's even done it. Sure. Wow, on your one, I think 2 or 3.
3
after the marriage.
And then I say, "Oh, but when Uncle so the departure between Gloria and Udate became a big war. The departure between Asamoah Gyan, who has never married before, mind you, by law,
he was not married.
Asamoah Gyan has a baby mama.
Yes.
Their departure, because they are not wives, he has a baby mama. So the story of a baby mama and a wife doesn't produce an ex. An ex is anybody that you have a legitimate sexual relationship with.
Legitimate sexual relationship.
So ex-girlfriends are not inclusive.
It is married.
It's somebody that we have legitimacy to call this is your ex when it comes to relationship.
So either the Mohammedan, either the ordinance, or the customary.
That is what we are talking about. Baby mamas are not exes. So the way you depart is what I'm explaining. Say, then they see now what the jaya buy. No to me wo. Menene teno ne hu ni ho. Maye bi abre. Hey, we oba na bema walo. No no chinchin hospital say be wo a. We nimguase ma abusuafo with no apologies. Because you need to know your status before you decide to marry. As a man, what is your sperm count now? What is the volume of your sperm? What is the speed of your sperm? Do you have head and have tail? Don't wait till you have a wife.
Before.
It's part of the preconceptional care. Abranti na ma opododo. Yes, she said the sperm pododo na e pododo.
Nana kwame asam na wo.
Mimbo obi adin. Mimbo obi adin.
Incidentally, o mienu nyina so.
Omo pododo. Awon na wo ka so omo nyina pododo. Enti se
omo mienu se ye nana kwame o.
Enti yan nana ne de ye di.
Which of them na ye ka? Omo nyina so space o.
Me de ba ko na asem na meka. Akora ne so onyi ye. Oni girl. Me cha akora na
what's that quality girl? Hey,
unim ni girl.
Oh, say tell one na blue.
That's one so adwum yale. Obi otumi ni girl chire bia wadwum yale. Eti dem person can say the fact is that once you go into the marriage, you are going there to stay. It's not forever. But once marriage collapses, you have an ex. The way the ex happens will determine whether you want to run away from the name or you want to keep the name. Now, when divorce happens with children, your ex will always be in front of you because of the children. When they are not children, your ex will hardly find you because enkolani kowale, enkolani yese, enkolani housekeeping money, enkolani resident. Say this saying now. There are so many ways of having an ex. It is not always through divorce. Death brings divorce. Obi yiriwu amaninya ex. Obi kunuwu emaninya ex. And then me go so wale de. Me yiri mienu amawale omo no nyina benya ex-husband George Lutterodt. But a dear me ya to one intin me did that. Say me yiri mienu we me jawa wale a. Be mistake someone to the naturally.
But if it happens that one of them is moving on,
she can't keep my name, but she'll keep records and use the Obedidi Dino. On
discard just like there on pay.
But say a problem nearby ya obe pese yen delete Dino. Hon obema me titles
like MzGee's.
Me put me name some my titles. And I setting in a how no.
Certain they say ya can want me. So also settled, but certainly the name came.
Yes.
Certain
Raymond Aqua.
A certain Raymond Aqua.
Yes.
A certain
Raymond Aqua. I didn't help her.
Hamiu. Maybe Hamiu.
But one can you.
Hamikra.
One can you.
A certain.
And your script no ready. A bit messy. Dear fan channel. One in our bank on Casa. There's nothing tying the two of them. Bibi and tie. So an ex that have no tie have a way they behave. An ex that have a tie have the way they behave. So when there's no child and you depart, there's a way you behave. When there's a child you depart, there's a way you behave. People are trying to erase every memory, both good and bad, after they depart. So to manage an ex, the first thing is it determines the way the ex came. Don't lose that conversation. How did the ex come? Marriage in good saying, yeah, do you want them? Are you sure that Charlotte Odro, Solomon Odro, if their divorce is finally granted, can they sit in one place?
It will be difficult.
But can we ever delete Charlotte Odro from Solomon Odro?
No.
Onua FM 95.1.
Why? Because they have a child or they have children between the two of them. So managing an ex, is determined by the way you depart, how you build the ex in your life. And I said this on record. Look at Akwesi Japan as my case study. She's married more than once, but her brand is there. Look at Obapa Christie, who was Christiana Love.
Yeah.
Departing from the Pastor Love Act was not easy. Even till today, once a while, we all do that to her.
No, Christian Love, then
you correct yourself. So to manage an ex,
Stella Dugan.
thank you.
Stella Seal, like it was.
Stella Seal became something. Pastor Dugan getting off from Stella was another thing. Just like Florence Obinim. If she attempt to leave Obinim, she will have no brand in the world unless she keeps the Obinim. Because she has used the Obinim for everything. Both good and bad.
People might even think that Obinim rather than say name.
Yes.
Like.
Yeah, but some better than his name.
Yeah.
Because what's Obaya Wale Papa common now? Yes, the son the proper now. And you work with the proper now. So to get an ex and to be a traditional, you know, or no on trouble anything.
Yeah.
It's in our dear goo, a young fat bear man in son is so. If you are what dear goo, oh, Kwame here in air corner, Kwame bang. Oh, Kwame Watson Bay. A Jack Cram Watson man. Thank you. It's our dear money pa Eddie Nkrofodin Sawon to sono eye quarter wade. Na ka MzGee's wade remoni and a fia wade anka. Eddie be an solid there so.
But Counselor, it's a MzGee's. You would appreciate that. Also, she never used the aqua when used Raymond, though they were married. But when used Raymond, I want to know, is it that a piano? Because we know that yes, in principle, no, or warwa, it ought to change. But for some experiences, Bimu and Konko Gazette to Cranty, they still use their own name, but people still can refer them as Messrs. So, though unchanging officially.
So to be a master's registered slave is to gazette the name. And Mrs. I say it means master's registered slave.
Slave. Mrs.
Yes.
Oh.
So to be the master's registered slave, legally you are supposed to gazette it. And once you do the gazettation, then all other document is valid. But I am now Mrs. Gloria Akpene Stevens Aqua or whatever. So what she's telling us is that she never gazetted to be called a Mrs.
Yes.
So she has never been a Mrs. But she was married. It was unnecessary. Because she's opening a lot of things. Was she in the known that as in the earlier stages of the marriage will collapse? That's why she didn't gazette it.
The name? That's another question.
Because we love her as MzGee's.
Yeah.
And we would die with her as MzGee's. Even the new baby's father, if the new baby's father decide to marry MzGee's, we will still love her as MzGee's. So to manage an ex, the extent is that whoever you go and marry must also now learn to determine how to use you who has an ex. To manage an ex in marriage,
you know.
whoever is marrying somebody's ex must learn how to use you as somebody's ex.
Wow.
So my first wife's husband had a child with her before I married her.
Yes.
I don't have right over that man. I don't determine their relationship.
You just money.
I don't set boundaries for my wife and the ex-husband. She set her own boundary. So any man who is married to somebody's ex, if you begin to set boundaries, you are a fool. So we'll discuss setting boundaries for exes next week, God willing.
Counselor,
if you want to divorce, don't go to a lawyer first.
It should come
to a counselor first.
It should come to you.
Yes.
If you want to do a presentation like the address MzGee's did,
talk to a professional counselor first,
Like
not
you.
a legal person.
Like you.
Because if you ask me, this thing could have not been done. The new child would definitely have a name. Those who would think it's Raymond's child, it's okay. But right now, the conversation is Raymond not potent enough to impregnate MzG? And is that why she left the marriage? Don't create a conversation that you would not want to jump to conclude. On 0277
0277
609
609
644.
644.
I repeat, don't stay in a barren
Barrenless.
marriage. A childless marriage will cause you to have depression. It's painful for a man to be having sexual intercourse with you to impregnate you throughout the night. Adebachi, now I say bu nse bi na menstruation ba. Enye so ye boni. Na bema hu nsuo ni ho. Men tra bema ni hu nsuo ni ho. Men tra ho emboa no embuild this sperm no. Kopenia de ne bema ye adwuma no wale. Men for do entra wale phone ho on 0277 609
0277 609
644.
644.
Wa wutie mi se si a pesa wo. A wa wo man ko a wonko heaven. Be menti bra na memboa o. E se de wo man ko a wonko heaven.
This a Bema.
Obi a wa wo a wonni bema. Osoro ahime mu se wo ho de a ye hia wo ho. Enti wo beso wo bema me agenda chatter. Bra na memboa na wo bema. Ukunu hye space a boa no because enche na ne bema ho bejo. 0277 609 644.
Counselor.
Next week, you
Thank
setting
you.
parameters
Certain parameters
for your ex.
for your ex.
Who does it? Why should we do it? And come
I'm looking forward to that.
you be dear
Counselor.
actually
Pa, you be di.
say ya share and come be ase.
But I say, Counselor.
But bacho onyon kuni Raymond
Uh,
catch and say he should not
on your D.
respond.
On your D.
Say Bearman ne Haman say not seen so.
But I say, Counselor.
Good night.
Thank you. We're from a Henry Elud Yankee. We're from Counselor Lutterodt.
Onua 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Yeah, Junimo.